Also, Dimly, just knowing that it's okay, we want to be the team to beat them. We know we can. We know we have an impressive record. We know we have an open goal. A Fire Ninja makes some pay and take the early 1-point lead.
Although, I guess a miscommunication, lacking communication, game was stunned out. Someone should have told him. Citizen shot on Saluda. Saluda gets a big stop there. St. Louis Hustle back in possession, still down by 1 as we approach the half. Still over 3 minutes to go, though, in the first half. Taco sending on across. What a play to Ryan! And that's what that man does. Gets it in for the 2. The St. Louis Hustler are going to go up by 1, 14-13. There's still 3 minutes. Into the floor to Lacy Stark zone. The defensive boost there from Jay Walker, sending it right back through. A nice bounce there. Is that going to go in? Shut up. Are you kidding me?
Aggressively known for their passing and their defense. And there it is. Off a feed.
Into the bubble. But it's looking to press that is Leverage and Co. So they will, in fact, find that extra pass as they do.
Beautiful bounce pass. Back to back where anyone tries to bounce off of that spot at mid there. Knows how touchy can be. Mad. Oh, what a setup to Tony.
And what up, Echo units? My Echo Boos, we are back for Saturday. It is the finishing up of the quarterfinals here for the playoffs. We've got the Western Conference quarterfinals coming to you first. We got Kansas City rolling in first up against the Dallas Knights. Both teams coming in heavy, hot and heavy. And then after that, we'll have Montreal and Florida for you for the Eastern Conference quarterfinals, finishing those up. In the West, whoever wins this game, we play in St. Louis Samurai, and whoever wins in the East, we play in the New Orleans Orions. And as always, I have my friend Dimly with me. Dimly, say hello.
What up?
Hello, friend. Good to see you.
I'm actually curious. Is this the Eastern Conference quarterfinals, or sorry, the Western Conference quarterfinals, or the Western Conference semifinals? Because the conference finals are the next game.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Well, no, because we've got next up. Yeah, you're right. This is semifinals. I blew it.
But what's the conference semifinals? It would be the league quarterfinals.
League quarterfinals. League quarterfinals, conference semis, the quarter semifinals. You know I don't do math,
semis. Bro. Yeah, the quarter semis.
Yeah, you're going to throw fractions at me, like in the middle of this? All right. All right.
It's a fraction times a fraction, which gives us a bigger fraction.
It's bigger fractions, right? Fraction of a fraction is a fraction? I think so.
Under Nepa.
And speaking of fractions and rules and math and things, we've got some rules for you coming right up as always, and leading into tonight's rules. Please stand. There will be 8-minute quarters. No surprise there. 4 of them. They will be split up by a 5-minute halftime, in which case those teams will be able to talk about their strategy, and you will hear us talk about some analysis. There will be 1-minute timeout per team per half. Please use those because you don't get them back, and they're strategic. Their 5th player will be allowed in the spawn area, but they can only swap in during breaks in play, but you will see them as well in the spawn area and their name in the arena. If we go to overtime, oh yes, it will be a golden goal. Get up for that. And as always, no toxic or discriminatory behavior here in Nepa, or we're hoping anywhere. Be kind to each other. It's the playoffs. I know things get a little bit heated. My team, the Denver Broncos, lost to the Seahawks on Thursday, and it broke my world a little bit. But I didn't lose my mind. I still treated all the Seahawks fans that I know with respect and care. And I don't necessarily like Pittsburgh football team either. I won't even say their name. But I do respect Dimly, and I treat him with respect and care. My friend. So with that, we are back. Go ahead and say something about the Broncos. I know you want to.
I'm going to be the bigger man.
He's taking the high road. Dude, so rolling in tonight's game, we won't belabor the point, but rolling in right now in the arena over on Echo Club Kansas City, we've got Sweet Tooth, Baron, Range, who is Snipe tonight, Oculusator, and Salty Raccoon. They are coming in tonight's match. Rolling through the rest of the season here, rolling from the rest of the season with a 9-5 record, and then coming in tonight after earning their way into the playoffs. So this will be their first playoff matchup against the Dallas Knights, looking to earn their way forward to play St. Louis. Who do we got over there on the Knights, Dimwee?
On the Knights, we've got proper roster here. Butchville, Light has come, the Law, the Captain Mozzie, and Wazzy will be occupying that fifth roster spot. I don't have their season record, but I do have the record against the Echo Club Kansas City. These teams come in here 1-1 against each other. What's really interesting, though, is the first game was taken by the Dallas Knights, 57-28. Second game was taken by the Echo Club Kansas City, 57-39. So both teams scored 57 points in the victories against each other. It's an interesting stat there. So you would almost expect the winning team here to win by a substantial margin, although I would hope that this actually evens out when we get, since this is postseason, and both these teams know that for one of them, it's their last game of the season. I would hope we see quite an even scoreline and maybe a flip-flop of that 40-point rule.
Yeah, coming in, both teams, Dallas Knights number 2 in the conference, and Echo Club Kansas City number 3. Coming to you live from Las Vegas as we jump into the pro semi-quarter 8th finals.
And first touch, Mozzie, but immediately Oculusator gets it back, sends it up, big setup. Looking for a 3, get the 2, Range. We'll hit it for the 2. First goal on the board, Echo Club, Kansas City.
Echo Club Kansas City coming out. They've played this team twice, like you talked about before. I think they got a little bit of the upper hand there based on the fact that they were the last team walking away with a win playing each other. So I think, if anything, both these teams have really put in some effort on doping out the other team's game plan and their strategy. So we'll see what they answer with here as the Knights come out. A little bit of perturb there for the quarterback, but he over to the far side tunnel. Get up by Snipe, Range, and sent right back in the transition. Baron for a threeser. It's like a freezer, but it's got 3s in it for a 5-point lead.
Yeah, 5-point lead there as the Dallas Knights still hunting that first goal. Also, remember, the Dallas Knights were, for a long time there, the only undefeated team in the Pro Series 2 here.
Yeah.
It wasn't until late in the season they started taking a couple of losses. But now Dallas Knights maintaining his possession there. Sorry to cut you off, as Butchbo. Go for an attack now. Mozzie, edge of the bubble, ducks 1, gets 2. They're within 3.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really interesting point you brought up. Like, I do remember, like, with the Dallas Knights, when they started, I mean, the Dallas Knights were on a win streak until the week 11. Week 11 was their first loss of the season, and we thought Dallas Knights were, I mean, they were the team to beat, right? And they came out, and then they were surpassed there by the St. Louis Samurai, who took an L early in week 3 against Dallas of all teams, but then went on a win streak basically for the rest of the season.
Opportunity here. Shot from Echo Club Kansas City. Does get stopped. Baron gets it back, puts it in for the 2. Echo Club Kansas City continue their scoring onslaught. Another 2 there. Baron gets his second of the game here. Only, 2 minutes in? Are we only 2 minutes in yet?
Yeah, 2. Count them, 2.
Unbelievable.
It's going to be a score fest.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they're scoring very quickly right now as the Law handles that. Stunned out by Baron. This is a turnover here. Oculusator with it. Sends it. Hits it. 8-point lead already. Echo Club Kansas City came to play.
They did, and Dallas Knights still trying to find their footing coming out the gate here in the first quarter. I'm sure they'll get something together here, but they're off to a slow start, and they got to be wary of that scoring gap as they kind of get their feet under them here and figure out a strategy that works.
The boost out here, the Law sends it near side. Good pickup by that stack. As a lot is coming, Butchabo. Interesting rollout here from the Dallas Knights. Usually you don't see a pass to a stack and then a send in there. They weren't able to do whatever they were looking for, though they do get it back here. The Law under assault, looking for a reset. The back stack ultimately has to pick that one up. That is light as come. Mozzie will occupy that back line spot. I believe that's Mozzie, it is. And there is that back pass to Mozzie on the back line, walking it up now. Look for an impasse. Back to the Law. There they've got one below. Ooh, looking for a hook there. Oculusator gets it off the rebound and gets it cleared out through the near side too. We'll have a race for it.
And right back into the blue side bubble. The Knights getting back there very, very quickly. Great change right now. They've been known for their fast stacks all season, but just have yet to kind of get those motors started for those stacks, playing very, very patient here against Kansas City.
Light sending that one in. Bushbo able to get that one off of the balance down to the floor here to the Law. The Law up. Oh, was maybe missing there for a moment. And all results in that turnover. The 3-2's up to Oculus Hitter. Oculus Hitter. Nice set up to Range. Long shot off the barrier. Range will get it off of that bouncer. Immediately under assault by Butchbo. Soft tap to Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth another tap up and gives it away there to Mozzie. Good read as Mozzie sends that one all the way down and into the orange bubble. What a bounce there off the pillar to that far side, and it will be collected there by one of the players on the Dallas Knights. Looking to send that one back to the Law on the back line. Unable to connect on that pass, so they get it set back in. Another race for it here to the blue bubble. Picks up by Range. Hits it for the 2. Range has been hunting for these 3s. And unfortunately continues to hit those 2s there. That's his second. But his team will take a 10-point lead now.
Yeah, 10-point lead, and that's as healthy as a lead as they can ask for this early in the game here. But Echo Club Kansas City, after finishing second during the Pro Series last year and second at the LAN, I mean, they've got something to prove here, and they are hungry. So they're trying to work their way back here in the playoffs and prove that they can take that championship.
Mozzie will get that one picked off. There's a big opportunity there for Echo Club Kansas City. Dallas Knights still looking for that second goal. It's been not since Mozzie's 3 unanswered goals currently from Kansas City. And Sweet Tooth looking for a backboard shot, goes wide, does not connect on the cone. Excuse me. That will be the Law off that stack with Mozzie. The Law will send it out through the valley. They have a stack to track this one down. Butchbo with it does not have an open goal. Though now looking for a cut pass. Everybody in the bubbles. Butchbo will not back this one out. Though it does get a set. Oh, that was ambitious. Sweet Tooth able to get that one slapped. Butchbo saw the open goal for just a moment. Thought he could sneak one in. Not going to happen. As right now, defense caught out. Goal is open for way too long. Range finds the 3. He has been looking for it. His team takes a 13-point lead.
And they were lining up on it all day long. You saw those stacks getting bottled up there in the backfield, and those stacks could not peel away to get back there on the defense, and it cost him now a 12-point game here. 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
And Dallas Knights need to watch out here when to stop this bleeding. So first, get the bandages set.
Step 1.
Yeah, and then look to respond after that as this one gets set through. Oculus Hitter, this will be back in the hands of Echo Club Kansas City. A send up here, though. The Law will get that one picked off. Sends it back up as light has come there at mid, though. How quick Kansas City's defensive stacks have been operating is a big part of why the Dallas Knights have not been able to capitalize on anything. There's nothing to capitalize on. Kansas City has been too competent on defense when there is a turnover. They get in front of the Dallas Knights offense before Dallas Knights can do anything with it, and immediately get those turnovers. As a setup there, big stop in the goal. That was Butchabo with that one as it gets sent out of the bubble.
And again, great grab by Barron there. You saw the Dallas Knights make a great stop there, very, very effective. Try to get the disc out, and they're just holding on to it a little bit too long against this Kansas City defense and offense that are bringing a lot of pressure. And you see a turnover there right in front of the shield is going to cost them for a second attempt on the goal.
To be honest a little bit, this is not quite the game I was expecting as Barron stuns out the Law. Goal is open. Range will hit it for a 2. That is a 17-point lead. This is now 6 unanswered goals from Echo Club Kansas City. They have a total of 8 on the game and still only 1 from the Dallas Knights. I got to be honest here, Dale. So I'm not sure where the issue is with the Dallas Knights. They need to find where that deficit is occurring and make an adjustment as soon as possible.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is somebody else wearing the Dallas Knights headsets? This is not how we've seen them play all season. And right now they're just, without words. Like they have no answer right now to this. And again, with another great clear coming from Echo Club Kansas City and rolling us into the end of the first quarter here. But I mean, that was one of the very big dangers about playing Kansas City is that they are a very versatile team in the fact that they can play very patient and run the clock when they need to. They can play very aggressive with fast stacks when they need to. And you never know what you're going to see from them, but they've been bringing the aggressive side of their portfolio tonight, and it's got the Dallas Knights fit to be tied. So we'll take a quick break here. We'll be right back, and we'll figure out what's going on here with the Dallas Knights. Hopefully you can figure something out here in between the quarters. We'll take a quick commercial break. Be right back. and we are back bringing you the semi-quarter eighth finals here for the Western Conference. I'm Nails. I'm here with Dimwee, bringing it to you live from Las Vegas. You can't see, but behind this green screen, it's a beautiful Las Vegas Strip, brown and hot. And Dimwee, dude,
Yeah,
first
well,
quarter, what is going on?
You can't see behind me, but behind my green screen is a beautiful Pittsburgh skyline. Home of the Pittsburgh Steelers, by the way. But this is a very interesting.
It took a while. Took a while to work your way down from the high road, but you got there.
What are you talking about? I was just letting you know what we do here in Pittsburgh. Beautiful city, by the way. We had a land here not long ago. Voted
I heard it was
prettiest
amazing.
land. I actually don't. It wasn't voted. Nobody voted anything.
But you can say it. Just say it.
It was pretty though.
voted most beautiful land.
I know. Like, there's a conflict of interest here because of the Nepa land, and I'm like, yeah, but my city's really pretty.
We used to be Pittsburgh land was voted the most beautiful land in the last 2 months.
And the most beautiful land of the second half of this year.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
But
It's the truth.
Do we have a timeout right now? I do believe we have a timeout. Well, they are untiming out. They're unpausing now. This is a really interesting game. We're seeing the Dallas Knights struggling to get a single goal here. I'm very curious. They did take a timeout. Well, somebody took a timeout during this intermission. I'm curious what adjustments they will make. You say blue. Yeah, so it was Dallas Knights who took that timeout. So I'm curious what adjustments they might make here. I know they are not interested in losing.
Yeah, they are definitely not.
I would expect them to take this very seriously here as we start here the second quarter. First touch, Mozzie sends it near side. Good stack, pick it up. Lattice comes, sends it across. The Law with it. Has Butchabo there. Butchabo now looking for a cut. Hits a cut. Mozzie cutting in. There you go.
There it is.
Get the first goal of quarter two. Mozzie from Butchabo.
Yeah, but step one, stop the bleeding. Step two, apply pressure. So now they've got to continue to keep that up. I mean, they appear to be back in their old form here. We'll see if they can keep it up. They got a large gap to close here. See if they can do it.
Sweet Tooth quick pass here to the near side. Standard split here, though. They got number 12 moving out aggressively. That is Oculazator getting a 1v1 possibly. If there's no boost in, sends it, hits it. Immediately answers. Took 11 seconds, and they are back up by 19.
Back up by 19, and looking at the stats, 53% of the possession going to the Dallas Knights, but they are down by 19 points. I mean, we've seen those stats before. That is not a good place to be on the stat board. It is in favor of possession, but down a hefty amount of points. It means you are currently being outplayed aggressively by the other team, and they're making quick work with the disc.
There's the opportunity here. The Law sends it across. Mozzie did not get the opportunity. He was looking for it. Hits that cut. The light is coming immediately, getting stunned out. He was covered when that pass came in. So Range looking to track this one down. No, it'll be the Law getting it first. Phenomenal boost in there from the Law. The send up here to Mozzie, but immediately stunned out by Oculazator. Ox sends it up to Range. Range has one cutting in up high. Sweet Tooth cannot make anything happen there. Butchabo. Clutch. Stop. Sends it out. They have a stack after it. They need to get points on this one. They're moving in here. They're going to have to play the man. Baron gets it picked up. Butchabo hits it for the
nice
three.
Grab.
To 7.
Nice grab, Butchabo. A clutch. What was a great and a very effective clear here. Stacks couldn't quite get there in time. And Butchabo with, who was that he was with, against there? I think it was Ock maybe. One-on-one, and they're both slow boating it to the disc, and then a great grab there by Butchabo to take advantage of the open goal as the goalie came out to try and grab that and turn that around.
Oh, disruption here. The second pass got stunned out. Lightest come got there at mid. A big stun there on the far side. Good pick up there. Oculazator will get stunned out. Though Mozzie with the recovery. Sends it behind the goal. Hits it. Goal gets stunned out. They get another 3. They're within 13.
Just like that. And this is the Dallas Knights. This is the Dallas Knights that we saw earlier this season and during the entire regular season. This comeback that they have where they are able to kind of get all the wheels turning, get back on the momentum, and now it's at this point with a 13-point lead. I mean, it's up to KC to lose it.
It absolutely is. You have a dominating lead like that. It says something if it's not, you don't want to. Anyways, Range since I went across. I don't know what point I was trying to make. There's a point there. I thought I could find it on the way down. I said I just smacked right into the pavement.
You just dropped it. It was right there.
It was right there. Well, I was trying to find it. I jumped off the cliff. I was like, I'm pretty sure I have a parachute in here somewhere. It turned out I did not. As a setup here, Mozzie, high to low. They're within 11. They are moving up here. That's 3 unanswered.
3 unanswered, 2 of those being threes. And this is exactly what they needed, the closest gap to be this, to make it more manageable. Still anybody's game, obviously, as ECKC struggles to find some points here in the second quarter. But if Dallas Knights can close this gap down, way more manageable for them to work the second half.
Send across there, Barrett up. It's Occulizator, though. Light is coming in to back up Butchmo, though. A 3v2 developing, though that back stack does get in. We're going to set up the shot there. Will be off the post. And in the hands of Butchmo. Butchmo look for a clear out. Will he get it by that backliner? He does. It will be a bit of a race for it. I see Orange Stacks moving in. They do have a leech with them. So a couple of stuns coming out here. Butchmo is able to get that one collected. Mozzie open here on the near side, though. That lane, those lanes were fairly covered, so maybe not as open as I thought. Light will ultimately get that one to Mozzie here on the near side. They have one in there. That is the law. The law looking for a cut here. No, yes, no, maybe. Out of the bubble. I believe it was off ahead of Mozzie. And not so much as Light sends it in. The law. That's another one. 4 unanswered. They're within 9.
Great recovery there, and the Dallas Knights with that speed. You saw him come in there looking for that dunk meta, not able to find it. The disc is going to float free, and you saw the entire team there collapse, and then a couple team members flowed back into the bubble to give them passing options, and they came away with that disc. Just great awareness there on behalf of the Dallas Knights, and they were able to convert that for 2 points.
Why don't you clear your notifications? That is insane. Occulizator sends it. Butchabo. Big stop there in the bubble. Another one. How many has he registered in this? 4. He has 4 saves right now, which may be saving the game currently as Occulizator looking for an in. They've got 3. Look at that. Look at how they crashed the net here. You see what they just did there? All 3 of them are right around the shot off the inside of the post.
Oh.
Then it will be slapped out there by the law, though. Look at Barron doing some work there to get that one picked up.
Good aggressive. That's exactly what they need there to kind of keep that pressure going and keep another effort, as finally Range is going to send one to Sweet Tooth there. Great assist. Sweet Tooth's going to dump it in for 2, and that is the first score for ECKC of this quarter.
Not quite. No, Occulizator did get one.
No,
he got the second goal after Mozzie.
Okay.
But then it was 4 unanswered from Dallas Knights, and then Sweet Tooth got that 2 there. So it was 4 unanswered.
I'll just shut my mouth.
But no, I mean, you were almost right. Oh! Off the post. That would have been incredibly punishing. But that would be, Butchabo. He has been just a monster on these turnovers. Candidate for MVP so far with that performance. As this one gets sent out here, the disc is loose for way too long. Ultimately, Mozzie able to get this one picked up as Butchabo near side will instead reset it to Light has come. Occupying the backline spot. Light sending it up. Mozzie looking for a cut. Has a law high. Hits the law. The law moving in. Looking for a scoop. But gets stopped there. Goalie comes out. The challenge. Wins that challenge. So Butchabo gets it collected here on the near side. Across to Mozzie. Mozzie stunned out at the edge of the bubbles. Occulizator able to duck that defender. Gets it cleared out. The Mozzie with a good boost here. We'll get it collected here on the near side. With a minute and a half to go here in the first half. Good get back there for the Dallas Knights, but not able to get that clear out. Occulizator is going to be there to answer and find an open goal. Sinks to 3, moving them back up to 14. Still an uphill climb for them. They got to collapse this down to around 7 or 8, rolling into the halftime if they don't want to be in a weird mental space coming out of the halftime break. Yeah, so right now doubled points for Echo Club Kansas City, 28-14. As this one gets sent in here, the sliders come back. Nice disc moving here to keep it away from Barrett, who is very aggressive on Light there on the far side. As Light will go back to Butchabo here on the back line, and Butchabo will slow it down. Not the time to slow it down, but you need the space. So he will send it in as soon as he can. Looking for Light. Light not able to play it, but there is Mozzie with the pickup. Hits it. Oh, that was shallow. There's 12. Oh. That was shallow. Nice work by Mozzie. Probably got time here for maybe one more goal from either side here. Joust advantage going to ECKC. Still holding on to that lead. Still in a comfortable place going into the halftime here. But they need to get some of that momentum back they had first quarter. I'll pick up here, Sweet Tooth. Yeah, likely only one more goal. So that's an interception, possibly. It's disrupted. Occulizator, though. Good recovery. Send it across here. Range does not have an open lane, but they've got numbers developing. Goalies dead to rights. Well, they get the points here. What? Oh, no. Goodness. My goodness. The wall will clear. That'll end the first half. 28-16 in favor of Echo Club Kansas City. But we saw some life from the Dallas Knights. So look forward to some more of that as we go into this extended intermission. We'll be back in just a moment. A few moments.
For those of you looking to claim this week's NFT, head on over to www.nepavrpro.com/NFT to fill out the NFT claim form. In order to claim that form and that NFT, you will need the secret password this week, which is week 15. That's week space 15. The deadline to submit that claim is 9 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, September 18th. Don't forget to go pick it up. Congrats to our third and final winner for this week's draw, Danny coming in as a winner. We've got Rock Solid, T-Lud, and Danny. Congratulations to the three of you picking up the POAP there and winning the draw. Got some great prizes coming your way. Don't forget to pop in the chat, talk about what you won, so you can make everyone jealous, because jealousy is the greatest motivator. And with that, coming back into the second half, the Dallas Knights. Somebody got, what are those things they use in the ambulance when you like restart your heart? The resuscitation paddles. The defibrillator, yeah, defibrillator. Yeah, sometimes words fail me. Yeah, dude, somebody broke out the defibrillator for Dallas Knights and put it to work on the highest charge possible, because they have collapsed that gap down right now. Looking at 12 points. At one point, they were down, 19?
Yeah, yes. Might have been 21 at one point. No, 19. I think 19 was
19. Down 19 at one point in this game and have crawled their way back. Close as they got there, we were looking at an 11-point difference. I think that was the closest they got. But still, ECKC still operating on all cylinders. They've don't let the slow pace of ECKC fool you. Like I talked about before, they're a very flexible team. They're able to play slow when they need to and fast when they need to and aggressive. They came out very aggressive to build that big lead. And yes, they have the pad right now with 12 points to play a little bit more focused and patient game. That allowed Dallas Knights to close some of that gap down, but we saw them start to get aggressive as we came up on the end of the second quarter there to try and stop some of that unanswered scoring coming from Dallas Knights. Dallas Knights, for their part, just need to continue this aggressive push. Like you talked about, Dimwee, step one, stop the bleeding. Step two, apply the pressure. They are in the apply pressure phase right now. They have stopped the bleeding, but they've got a lot of pressure to apply if they want to close this gap.
They absolutely do, and there's a point of make that completely has escaped me. Oh, it was they got within 9 actually. I just did a map here, looking back at my notes. Before Echo Club Kansas City started scoring again, it was 23-14. So they did get within 9, in fact.
Nice.
So yeah, very close here. The Dallas Knights looking really good. Also, Yuji Mom in the chat saying Yuji broke his hand when he was first learning to play. He hit the corner of a dresser. I actually had very early on in the first year or two I was playing. I had it was a cheap laptop desk from Walmart. It's like one of those that like you don't have to drill anything really together. It's just like put together, you just kind of press it all together and it stays
the little
together.
studs. Yeah, it's IKEA.
Yes,
it's an IKEA
exactly.
dresser. Yeah,
but from Walmart. Yeah, and it was right in that kind of corner location where like chances of actually hitting it very low. But if you happen to be facing exactly the right direction and just go a little bit extra, you're gonna hit it. And I never hit it except this one time. I don't know what I was doing, but I know my action was kind of a one of these, you know, like a I don't know what do you call it, just like a you know, just it's not a jab. What is it?
A jab?
It's not an uppercut. But just kind of a standard, like, gut punch, right? And hit it right in the corner. The whole thing literally collapsed. Collapsed right in the corner of the room. And
nice.
I felt, because this is back on the Rift days, so we had the knuckle, the thing over the knuckle, so I didn't actually hit my hand. Oh, I felt so strong in the moment. I tell you what, I was like, look what I just did. I mean, it's terrible, but it's strong. Look at that.
Did we smash?
Did we smash? That's what it felt like, dude. It was unreal. I just had to share. I don't think I've ever shared that story because I could not believe the way it's just like just collapsed right in that corner.
Just go on a late night walk at like 3 a.m. Just fool yourself like, who wants some of this? Who wants some? Downtown Pittsburgh, bring it.
Sure, I get the big the big brawler stance. Maybe we're gonna start it here in the second half, 28-16. Echo Cup Kansas City doing really good, but Dallas Knights have been finding an answer on the Ocularizer. Look for a long one. Look at that. Unbelievable way to start the half. But
early answer. Wow, right out the gate, 7 seconds in. And Ak, you know, he has been a danger all season. I mean, that's no strange statement to anybody who watches Echo. Ocularizer, one of the best jukers in the game, one of the best shooters in the game. And sure enough, with 11 points, 21 stuns, 3 assists, he has been doing solid work for ECKC.
And now Light is coming, handling that one on the far side. A 15-point deficit they're working with now. Mozzie across, Butchabo. Have one in there, that's a law. Butchie goes to the law. Nice placement, nice shot. And back within 13.
Back within 13, and you know, an early aggressive start to the second half for both teams here. As you know, the onus is still on the Dallas Knights to close this gap. Early answer from Ocularizer put that 3 up to really kind of put them back in that placement that, you know, we can still play a little bit patient. We'll see what happens. There's a grab there on the near side. Mozzie sending it forward. Dimly, over to you.
Ooh, that one almost going in. Oh, at Ocularizer, we're going to collect it here for Echo Club Kansas City. Turning this one around. That's Range here. Range will send this one up. It's a roll, but will be turned over. Mozzie, with that recovery, though, immediately sends it out. Presumably somebody was communicating that he was under pressure. I'm not sure how much pressure there is. Ocularizer sends it. Nice placement there. Beats the goalie. Proper 15-point lead once again.
Coming right back in again, answer point for point here, and right now this is where Dallas Knights did not want to be. Right, is when you're answering goal for goal, you cannot be down this many points and answer goal for goal. You need some unanswered goals on the board. Can I say goal one more time? But you need unanswered points on the board in order to close this gap, and they're still trying to find that equation and that formula right now to make that work. Dimly.
Ooh, Mozzie up to the wall. The wall, though, immediately stunned out by Barron. Gets that one sent in, and what a
open.
What a bounce. You cannot plan it any better than that. Sweet Tooth hits a beautiful 3. That is now a 22-point lead to Kansas City.
And Sweet Tooth is only 5 points tonight. Characteristically during the season and last season, Sweet Tooth, one of the great shooters here for ECKC and in the league, being only held to 5 points right now. But I'm sure Dallas Knights are not upset with that. That's just one less person I have to worry about stacking points on the board. But yes, just a reminder there that you cannot leave Sweet Tooth an open goal because he will sink it.
Ooh, the wall. Look at that. So, I have no idea what you're talking about. I really don't. The way they wove that one through, I'm totally lost on that. The way they wove that one through the defense, they had very little room to work with. That was absolutely gorgeous. You wouldn't even expect that third pass, let alone the second. Or you wouldn't expect the second, let alone the third. Either way, beautiful goal there. As you approach the halfway mark of this third quarter, will be collected by nobody. That is loose. It's a turnover. Butchabo for the Dallas Knights. Sends that one up there. Light has come at mid. We'll get that one relayed to the law. As the law.
What in the world is going on?
That is what do they call that? Spaghetti tube? Deep Power back me up. Or he won't. I don't know. Maybe he won't. The law sends that one in. Mozzie juking hits it. For the 2. They are back within 14.
And you know, still 4 points away from the illustrious 40 mark here for ECKC. I know they're hunting for that to give themselves a little bit of, you know, calmness of mind, if you will. But the Dallas Knights got to close that gap down before they hit that 4 mark, or you are going to be in a really tough spot. They are in a tough spot right now. Still 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. It's good send down there. Snipe to Ak. Ak coming in. Does not miss. 1v1. Finds the dinger there on the bank shot for 2 off the rim.
Is that oh no, I missed who got that? Who got the goal before this?
It was Sweet Tooth. Oh, you mean on Dallas or on ECKC?
Dallas.
No, that was a law.
Is it a law? Was it a while ago?
No, that's one he just juked off the backboard.
Okay, all right, that's what I thought. All right. Anyways, sorry.
Where are you at right now? Do you know where you're at? What state are you in?
I forget things immediately. It's that fast. I don't. It's like I don't need to retain it, so I don't retain it. That's why I do my notes. Sometimes I miss a note. Zlakali's had a big turnover there. Turns this one around. We'll get sent out here. Flap. Not a flap. Ooh, big setup there. We'll get scooped away out of the bubble. Shot there, Butchabo. What a grab. Talk about presence. Is that it? Presence of mind?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Stop. There's light has come. What a shield on Alkalizator. Sends that one up. They've got to stack in. Oh, Mozzie's not able to get it. Butchabo does. There's,
yes?
I lost it. I totally lost it, but I didn't want to interrupt it. So there you go. Beautiful goal there from not Sweet Tooth.
Mozzie having to work his way in there from the back. And I thought that was going to be a clean bit of dunk meta, but the goal got crowded real quickly. He had to work his way in there, really try for it, and put those 2 on there. Back within 14.
Sweet Tooth, quick pass here to the near side. Range across far side. Oculus in their back to the near side range. And range, a lot of space. Hold on for a moment. Ceiling pass, nice ceiling pass, Oculus. They'll finally reset that one back to Sweet Tooth on the back line. The defense in, 2 in the bubble. So a lot of space because 2 are out of the bubble. Barron will take advantage of that space. And look at that, 40 points here to Echo Club Kansas City here in the third quarter as we are in the final 2 minutes of the third.
Yeah, and that man coverage bit Dallas there. Got 2 outside the bubble, 2 inside the bubble. And as soon as that disc went sailing in there on that pass for the assist, they just didn't have the bodies to answer that call. And then when you're playing against a team like ECKC, they're going to work when you're on 2v2 there inside the bubble, they've got too many options.
Law has Mozzie near side. Nice shoots here. Looking to bring it. Look at that. Look how they can press. They get in front of the defense. Opens up all that space. You're back within 14.
14 here.
They have been doing a bit of trading and not enough dominating.
Yeah.
Get that comeback.
Yeah, and I think for Dallas Knights' parts, they probably, you know what, the man defense, I won't say what they need to swap to, but the man defense is not working. And what has been working for them the rest of the season is a lot of those 2-man stacks that have been harassing the offense, breaking up those plays, causing turnovers, and they just can't quite get there right now to cause those turnovers that result in unanswered goals for them.
Alcalazator will reset this one. 2-3-2 on the back line. 2-2 sent back in. Barron stunned out. Mozzie stops it, turns it around. 35 seconds on the clock here as Alcalazator recovers it on the near side. Hawk backing up, gets it back to Sweet Tooth. Look at that. Then up to range. Range to Sweet Tooth cutting in. Barron in front of the goal. Barron, good screen, gets the goalie out, and that will be back up 16-point lead. As we're going to have time for what? There's going to be about 4 seconds on the clock, I think.
Yeah. 3v2 in the bubble, not many ways that's going to end other than in the offense's favor rolling in there. A little bit late comeback there. I don't know who that was on the stack after that turnover. Started floating down through the middle, through the neutral zone, was looking for that long clear, but left one player there with a 1v2, and they just weren't able to knock that disc loose. He's going to come back a little bit later to try and break up that play, but by that time, Sweet Tooth was back out of the stun mode, and they were able to press back in for points there. So little things like that are really crushing the Dallas Knights. I will shut up while we take a quick commercial break here and pay some bills. Be right back.
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. He is looking to destroy high prices. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Kawasaki. One man strapped to a 2021 Terex KRX 1000. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
And we are back for Dallas Knights versus ECKC. ECKC looking to unseat the number 2 team here in the semifinals here for the Nepa playoffs for Series 2. ECKC rolling with a 42 to 26 point lead. It's a 16-point lead total. They're Dallas Knights still with the last quarter who are looking to crawl their way back, but have yet to find an aggressive answer here to apply pressure to ECKC and not just stop the bleeding, but add that pressure and crawl their way back to closing this point gap. They've done a fair job here of kind of slowing down ECKC's scoring, but just not enough with the answers for the points.
Opportunity, Dallas. Ooh, they got into the bubble. They got behind the goal. Light come had it. And Oculizer stops it, sends it out. That'll be the far side trap there. Sweet Tooth. With that recovery, Sweet Tooth sends it up. Will be in the hands of Range. Range. Law got the grab, but Range will get the points. And that's 2 more on the board. 18-point lead.
Yeah, that one getting back just in time. Law rolling solo. And going to bounce off the backboard there to come back just in time to be in the right place, but on the wrong side of the goal there as he picks up that stop is going to result in an own goal.
Ball sends it here, Mozzie boarding it up, immediately assaulted by that chain. They do get a disruption there. Actually, the pass is going to be quite off the mark, and that's Oculizer with that pickup and a reset to Sweet Tooth back in goal. 7 minutes to go in this 18-point game. Sweet Tooth will wait until the Law attacks. Look at that. They're going to play a very aggressive clock game right now.
Yeah. Classic ECKC, dude. Classic. They did it to the Raptors last season. I'm not still bitter about it at all, but it is their awareness of the clock is very, very excellent as a team, and their ability to swap strategies there on the fly. That is one of the things they do very, very well, and it is frustrating to see as a team that is down points.
I expect that to be the case. As look at how this works out. As the goalie stunned out, as that defensive stack is just playing exceptionally aggressive here as it needs to. As the Dallas Knights are need several points. They cannot afford to let that clock run, and so as Echo Club Kansas City is just idly passing, well, not idly, but aggressively passing at this round in a passive formation. Dallas Knights are playing very aggressively, trying to force turnovers, and unfortunately for them, the Echo Club Kansas City is just their passing game is too competent. They're not making those mistakes that Dallas Knights needs them to make. And look at that read by Range. Shot there from Mozzie off the backboard. That was on the target. But Range got in there, and now a send in here, a headbutt. Range
Good effort.
put it in for the 2.
Good effort on the headbutt. Not quite there, but they will still get the points regardless. That's where ECKC is right now. They have read the Dallas Knights playbook right now, and they are, and it's amazing the difference that makes being up this many points. And you see teams kind of like just the calmness and the fluidity of their play change there. Nice slam dunk from Mozzie to put 2 back on a good run out for 9 seconds for a score. But when teams kind of shift you see their mentality shift in the arena, and it's almost like they become better like after they've already gotten the lead, because they're a lot more relaxed. They know they've got time. They know they can afford to make some mistakes, but they're not under that weird mental space where the pressure is just forcing them to make mistakes that we see from teams across the season.
And here's another opportunity for Echo Club Kansas City. It's Oculus there, sends it across Range. They have 1 behind the goal. Oh, he puts a shield up. That's much of it. Then Range sends it. Barron. Another one. 22. Substantial lead here. It's Echo Club Kansas City. I don't want to do the math though.
It's not yet. But dude, the orange Baron.
Beauty just got really offended that we're not using a sheet. Is that muted sheets? Yeah, it's muted. Okay, that's what I thought. I mean, there's a certain satisfaction about doing the math manually. It's much of a beautiful 3. Back with that 19.
Yeah, and they did I think ECKC did a good job of kind of quieting down Butcherbow after the after the second quarter, when they were kind of getting their wheels underneath them. But you really needed a heavy answer from Butcherbow and Mozzie from Dallas Knights to close this gap, and that's what the half the equation I don't think they were able to get together. And yes, Yuji Mom, I do understand that it is daytime here. That is a correct statement. I did look out the window. Did I say it was nighttime? That's my bad.
You keep saying, I think you keep saying tonight or this evening or something like that.
That's fair. That's fair. It's always nighttime.
Well, it's habit because this is I think the first time this season that we aren't at night. As the law, stunned out, edge of the bubble, disc is loose. Good slap there on the far side. I believe that was range. And the hand on it. Now Oculus in her long heave in. Look at this. Woo, woo, woo.
Ooh, good stop.
Beautiful stop as he gets that one cleared out here. 3 minutes to go in this game. 19-point lead. Shot there. Does not connect. Light has come. Oh, pocket pick by Range. Range will send this one away here off the near side pyramid as Mozzie stunned out there by Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth will look for a long one. Indeed, though, quite wide. Good collection there. Baron. One timer for Sweet Tooth. Look at that.
Orange Baron with another assist there over to Sweet Tooth. And if you go back to that beginning or that play there in that transition, as Mozzie picked up that clear, you can see the Dallas Knights communication starting to break down. Mozzie getting jumped there by at least one, maybe two defenders coming back. And as he was looking backwards to see where the rest of the team was at, nobody was telling him, or they weren't telling him on time, or he wasn't listening. Either way, the fact that he was red was not coming through. Ooh. Baron sent another heater from 26 meters. That he was red and ended up in a turnover there, which should have ended up in another offensive push for the Dallas Knights on the goal.
And math or no math, I do believe at this point it's confident. We can confidently call. My goodness, my allergies are killing me today. We can confidently call this one for the Echo Club Kansas City. As they are 55 to 31, 24-point lead is Range. It looks to send that one in. Gets a bouncer, narrowly missing the goal. Light will get this one collected. They're stunned out by that stack. Sweet Tooth open goal hits it. 27-point lead. So Echo Club Kansas City will move on to face St. Louis. St. Louis Samurai. Excuse me.
Samaraians. Samaraians.
Yeah, the Samurais. The St. Louis Samurai in the Western Conference Finals.
Orimarai. Yes, you are correct.
And I don't know why.
Rest in peace. Because it's do or die.
Yeah, but
win or go home.
He's a Zoomer. When they say that, it usually means something specific.
Am I applying old metrics?
Yeah. You're being reasonable.
How dare I? And yes, Yuji Bob, it is. You're right. And anywhere you're in a casino, ooh, law. Put the couple on right before the end of the game. But yeah, if you're in a casino here, forget it. You never know what time it is. It's always gambling time, which is why I try not to go in those sometimes, most of the time.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
26 seconds on the clock here.
World's greatest time traveling machines. Vegas Club Casinos.
Bushbo. They're back within 21, but will that be are we there? Is that the last goal? May just be. Yeah, there's only going to be what, if any time, only a second. So congratulations, Echo Club Kansas City. I'm Dallas Knights. We'll see you on the links. I got this new caddy. Mozzie's been looking for a caddy. I got this new caddy. Mozzie's gonna love him.
Oh, the bird, dude.
You know, what's this? Wait, hold on.
What?
So,
talk to me, Dimly.
So I mentioned how when they beat each other during the season, they each won 57. It was 57 points, 58 here. That Montreal that Echo Club Kansas City wins with 58 points. One more than the victories during the season. Very interesting.
Somebody's like, these two teams play each other. Someone's hitting the fiver count at some point during the game, and it turns out it was Kansas City tonight. But I mean, with that, ECKC moving on to face a very, very challenging St. Louis Samurai team. I am excited to see how that game ends up. But if anybody can do it, it's ECKC. They have shown multiple times that they are able to step up to their opponent's level. and change their strategy and adjust for the opponent that they're meeting. So I'm sure they will have a game plan rolling in St. Louis Samurai, but for tonight, putting the brakes cleanly on the Dallas Knights progress, who started out the season so strong, the strongest team in the league initially, and just not able to make it happen here to the finish line to get closed out by EC Casey. I think the big things here for EC Casey is just their ability to get on that lead early. I think that slow answer from Dallas Knights is what put them in the hole. There was no way they were going to be able to answer that against a team like EC Casey, because you're incapable of building that much pressure on a team this good. We're in the semifinals, and you're not going to go on a 12 point or 12 goal unanswered streak against a team like Casey. I mean, even a 3 or 4 point streak, and because they just didn't quite have all cylinders firing there at the very beginning of the game, it put them in the hole they couldn't get out of. As far as for the Holzhauer Auto Motorsports Stuntman Award Player of the Game, my vote is for range/snipe. I mean, you look at the stat line: 4 assists, 1 steal, and 14 points, 36 stunts. That is not. Who am I looking at? Sorry, no, he's 13 points, 8. I was like, I thought he had some saves.
Yeah.
13 points, 8 assists, 3 saves, and a steal. Across the board there, I think Snipe was just doing fantastic work to really frustrate the Dallas Knights offense and frustrate their defense by putting points on the board early and getting out in front of the game. So my vote is for range. Snipe range.
I was actually thinking, because I was thinking about who would I pick, and there was no specific standout performance. They all played very well this game. So, what did the stats look like? And when you look at range of stats, unbelievable there. 8 assists with 3 saves is unbelievable, on top of 13 points, matching the pace of his teammates there and contributing to most of his teammates' goals as well. So, definitely going to go. My vote will also be for range/snipe for that player of the game.
Outstanding. And with that, don't go anywhere. We're going to go take a quick pause. We're going to roll over and get this interview underway. We do have the Echo Club Kansas City in the arena. We're going to talk to them and see what's going on here post-game. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back. We are back with the semifinals for the Western Conference champions, the Echo Club Kansas City. What's up, guys? Great game. Congratulations on the win and working your way to face the St. Louis Samurai. How you guys feeling? Banana?
Hello?
Hello? Is this thing on?
I don't know why we sound dead, but yeah, I mean, that was great. We put in a phenomenal game. We almost doubled their points. Great.
That was awesome. You guys did a really great work there, and a lot of great offense early in the game. Like, you guys came out on fire. Like, what do you think was the biggest contributor there? Just how aggressive you guys were in the first quarter to really build that lead at one point up by 19 points.
I think it was the mental. We just kept on switching it up. They didn't know what we were doing. We just started doing like mind games with them. You know, we do one rollout, defensive rollout. They think we're doing something, and then we completely switch it and do something new. We just kept on getting QB. Like, we kept getting turnovers off QB. You know, Law would just either get stuffed or he'd just throw it into us. So we just like started scoring and scoring and scoring. They couldn't even get past the mid court.
Yeah, we were talking about that during the game, that you guys are a very, very mental team. And, as a Raptors fan, I do remember last series where we were talking about just kind of you guys, your ability to be very aggressive and very patient depending on what the situation warrants. But, changing that mental game up there and switching your rollouts to really kind of keep them guessing, that strategy is just so effective. And it's very characteristic of what we see out of your guys' team, both series, this last series, this series, and during the LAN. So who's kind of the brainchild behind that? The strategy rollouts.
Okay, that'd be me. Yeah.
Super humble. I love it. No, it's good. That is, and there you have it. I mean, that is really, really good, and that is something that we've talked about that is becoming more of a meta in the game, of just the ability to kind of change those strategy rollouts. And it's not just about who's got the faster stacks, who's got better skill, but it's about who is keeping the other team on their heels and opening up those mistakes that you guys can capitalize on. And you guys did a phenomenal job of that tonight. What you guys got big things rolling into St. Louis Samurai next week that you guys they're kind of on your mind, or what are you looking forward to in that game?
I'm looking forward to having a full main roster, because last time it was 2 points, we were down a player, playing 3 men. So now when we go into it, I think we'll be a little bit more confident. We'll start off a lot stronger, and then yeah. I don't think I'm too worried. But back to your other question, your last question. I think as captain, you gotta be responsible for like team dynamic and plays and rollouts, how your team is gonna play in a match. So that's the only reason.
Wholesale agree, and that is fantastic. That as a captain, that you're bringing those pieces forward there and really kind of managing that play for the team, and where everybody's going to be. And the fact that, and you guys have seen plenty of times, where you're back there in the spawning area, somebody may come up with a good plan, right? But coming up with a good plan, communicating it, and then actually executing it correctly, that goes back to, like we were talking about, just the captain being able to kind of have everybody in the right place at the right time and the right mindset rolling out of the tubes. What do you guys have as looking back on the season here coming up for the Western Conference Finals? What are the big things you guys look back on the season that you remember fondly, or remember the most with from the season? I don't know, my words are failing me. What did you like most about this season that you guys look back on?
I like the kind of like the first 3 or 4 weeks, right? Because we just got Snipe, and then we just got Baron, and they're just up and coming players, but we didn't have any chemistry together. We never played together in our lives. Actually, I think that like a week before, I just saw Snipe in a pub, and I was like, okay, yeah, this kid's cracked. Let me see if I can get him.
Hey, you want a job?
Exactly. And so like they started just popping off, proving how good of a players they were. As went on, building that chemistry, and you started having more fun.
That's awesome. And you guys have really gelled really well as a team. Congrats again. Congrats also to Snipe for taking home the Stuntman Award, Player of the Game. And just with, like you talked about there, a cracked line of stats. 8 assists, 3 saves, 13 points, and just doing the Echo work out there in the arena. So congrats to you. Outstanding performance tonight, and congrats to all you guys with the win. Any parting words?
No. If somebody wants to say anything.
I think it's cool to be here.
Happy to be here, proud to serve. Fantastic. Well, thanks, guys. Congrats again. We'll look forward to seeing you guys next week face off against St. Louis Samurai. Looking forward to it, and I know you guys are hungry to take home that championship after coming up short so close last year. So we're all looking forward, and we're rooting for you. We will cut out of here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for our last game of tonight, and that is going to be Montreal versus Florida. Not going to want to miss it. Congrats again, you guys. Take care.
30 seconds. This one is loose in the Destroyer zone. Collected by Saluda. Stunned out. Picked up by Game. Stunned out. Zenith with it.
This is it. Try to clear it.
Cleared out. 20 seconds. Game gets it back here. Game turning it around. Sends this one in off of the floor. Gets it to Rosie Hope. Rosie has Zenith pressuring. 13 seconds. Sending this one in. Stunned out. No. What a shield there from Acorn.
Oh, no!
That gets the finish. That's the victory. What's the clock? What's the clock?
That's it. That's it.
In the last second, the Orlando Cyclones come back 33-32. Are you kidding me?
What?
I've got nothing. You know, forget finals. What was that? What was that? No, not anymore. No.
Look at
no. Put me on camera. Put me on
that.
camera. That was unbelievable. I cannot believe what just happened. I cannot believe what just happened.
On that read. And welcome back. We are back for our final matchup of tonight. We've got the Eastern Conference semi-quarter eighth finals. Tonight, we've got the Montreal Freeze versus the Florida Laser Sharks coming in, getting set up. Both teams got a full roster with the sub, and both teams in the hunt right now to go on to play the New Orleans Orions. I'm Nails, coming to you live from Vegas. I'm with Dimwee, coming to you live from Pittsburgh with the skyline, and we've got Muted coming to you live from wherever you're from. Muted, I forgot to ask that before I went on this tirade. From where? From North Dakota. Dimwee, Muted
place?
coming in from North Dakota. And yeah, Dimwee, dude, we got both these teams coming in over on the Montreal Freeze. We got Cruisin', Fire Ninja, Ender, XA, and Chocolate coming in as the AAA captain and their fifth player sub. They are rolling in tonight 9-5, looking to unseat the Florida Laser Sharks, who have really had an amazing season this year, and definitely in the hunt here for the playoffs, and have been just crushing a lot of their opposition this season. Who do we got over there for the Laser Sharks, Dimwee?
Well, we got their proper roster as well. Venom, Jaywalker, Andy W, A Platypus, Solar P, going to be rocking that fifth spot. These teams are also coming in here 1-1 against each other. First game went to the Laser Sharks 69-22. Second game went to the Montreal Freeze 54-31. That was a handful of weeks ago. Of course, the winner of this game go on to face the New Orleans Orions in the Eastern Conference Finals. And of course, the winner of that game goes on to the League Championship. The World Championship? The World Series?
World Championship.
The World Championship.
We're going to claim it early. Claiming it early. World Championship of Nepa. coming to you
So
here,
there you go. Of course,
only on Nepa TV.
the winner of the game you just saw, the winner of this game, the next time they play is next Thursday. So what's that? 5 days from today? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, 5 days from today is when those games will take place. So look forward to that. I know I am, but I tell you right now, you know what I'm looking forward to right this moment. This matchup is, if this is not the closest game we have today, if this is not the closest game we have this week, well, I'll be disappointed. That's all I can really say, huh?
I would be surprised as well if it is not the closest matchup we've had this week. Both these teams coming in here are familiar with each other's teams, but it's been a while since they played each other tonight, or excuse me, here in this conference. So I'm eager to see which team or what they roll out with. I know both teams are probably going to be feeling each other out here in the first quarter to see how they've kind of developed over the season and see how they need to change their strategy. But right now, purely based on stats, winning more games, the Florida Laser Sharks have a little bit of an edge here. But Montreal Freeze, I'm sure we'll have an answer for that as we roll out and get this second match and final match of the night rolling into quarter one started. Dimwee, over to you, my friend.
And we will get started here in the first quarter. Both teams launching out for this one. First touch does go to the Montreal Freeze. They send it there to the far side. XA with it, sending it up. Hitting Fire Ninja, who 6 seconds in gets the first goal here in the first quarter. Montreal Freeze are on the board.
Montreal Freeze early answer here, and like clockwork, rolled out. They had a game plan, stuck to it, and 2 points there right on the board after 6 seconds. I'm sure there will be a very aggressive answer here from the Florida Laser Sharks. Let's see what they roll out with.
There's Andy W with that one. They have a deep far side and a shallow near side. That's Jaywalker. We'll forward that one up to that far side Platypus. Platypus Venom here. Venom now going to walk this one up. A lot of suns coming out in the backfield, and the stack getting broken up there. Venom hitting Jaywalker, cutting in. And it only takes them 16 seconds to answer Montreal Freeze's goal. They get two of their own, and they are now on the board.
Yeah, and a lot of that 16 seconds was Venom just unbothered, rolling his way to the bubble there. But the Florida Laser Sharks doing a great job of really tying up those stacks. The Montreal Freeze needs to have an answer for that, because that is going to bite them. We've seen that a lot. These teams that have very, very fast stacks, if you tie them up in the backfield, you've got all day to work your way inside the bubble, and it's actually what the Florida Laser Sharks just did. Didn't we?
Ender walk this one up. It's XA cutting in the near side. They have another one in who's 77. That's Fire Ninja. It's XA, though, will get the cut. Hit the cut, gets the goal. They're up by 2 now, 4-2. The Montreal Freeze are. As they come in, they got that first goal. They take the first lead and then get the lead back. So the Freeze coming into this one swinging, as it were. Once again, 1-1. These two teams were during the season. As again, the winner here goes to the Eastern Conference Finals to take on the New Orleans Orions. As Venom stunned out at mid, will be loose here. Ender gets it picked off with Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja gets the boost here. No clean stacks getting in. It's Andy W. We'll get that one handled on the back line for the Florida Laser Sharks, sending this one out into the, Montreal Freeze bubble. The Ender will get stunned up there by Platypus. Goal not quite open. A shot there. Fire Ninja was in the lane, was able to cover enough of it for the shot to go too high. Jaywalker, though, will set up Platypus, who finally gets that one in for the 2. They have tied it up once again.
Good setup there. A Platypus didn't necessarily have what he liked to see there on the first shot. It's going to take a ding there, but good recovery from the Florida Sharks to pick up that rebound, keep themselves in the bubble, keep the pressure on, and find an answer for 2.
Now cruising, quick pass there. XA on the far side. XA gets up and through. Look at their stacks. Both right in that area. Both chain after that one. And all 3 of their players go back to the bubble there with that one player coming out there. I believe that is Jaywalker. No, sorry, Platypus. On the forecheck here, cruising on the back line. We'll send this one in. Dangerous pass. Jaywalker intercepts it cleanly as he gets this one sent out through that near side too. They have a stack chaining after. There's a leech on them, but still Platypus gets away and will get the sure points. For the first time in this game, the Florida Laser Sharks will take the lead, 6-4.
Laser Sharks with their first lead here of the game, but I mean, as expected, both these teams, I think, kind of going point for point and feeling each other out here. I really expect this game to kind of expand and start to really get on the wheels here second quarter, as both teams are still kind of rolling out their kind of normal play sets and seeing what they can find.
And XA under assault by Platypus resets the cruising there. Cruising a lot of room to play with. That stack is waiting for a pass. Pass goes up to Ender. And Ender is going to contend with a Platypus as he sends it back to Cruisin. Now in the offensive zone are the Montreal Freeze. Cruisin up to fire and just stunned out though by Platypus. Platypus gives it away. Oh, that is Cruisin on the back line, getting it back here. Goal is open. Only a little bit. That's going to be Ender there. Ender setting up. Cruisin hits it for the 2. They have tied it back up here 6-6.
Great work there by Ender, knowing the goalie was coming after him to put up that shield, give himself some time to breathe, and allow Cruisin to flow in there to give himself a cross opportunity. Put 2 back on the board. We're back to a tie game.
Give me room to breathe. I'm not fearing it. I'm not hearing it. I'm up to my ears in it. Venom sends up Platypus. Cruisin stops out. I know you know what I was quoting.
Oh, yeah, I
This
do.
one,
I do.
Back towards mid. Godzilla up in the house. Jaywalker. Uh-oh. Fire Ninja caught out of the play here. They've got numbers. Fire Ninja well out of the play. They're going to press up here the whole way. You can see. I play that one back. Watch Jaywalker look over. Oh, my goodness. Well, watch Jaywalker look over at Andy W. and basically say, we've got numbers, let's go. And they both start moving up, but somehow, some way, the Montreal Freeze are able to stop that 4v3. Andy W. stunned out by that Ender shield. XA gets the points. As Montreal Freeze will retake the lead here 8-6.
Wow, what a great recovery from the Montreal Freeze. Coming in there, dead to rights on the numbers, somehow pull together and execute a great stop there inside the bubble, and they get rolling back the opposite direction here, work their way in, and then turn that scuff into a win and points on the board for them.
That's what top teams need to be doing, is punishing the mistakes of the other team. As Venom will send this one up here, Platypus on the far side. Send this one back to the near side, and that is Jaywalker again with it. They're moving in. They've got a 2v1 developing, though that stack is going to come in. Just in time, Fire Ninja pressuring, though the pass is going to still make its way to Andy W., who hits a beautiful one off of the cone on the backboard, and once again, we have a tie game.
Called it. Super close game, and I think the Florida Laser Sharks here are playing very, very confident, very cool, calm, and collected. And the Montreal Freeze is trying to keep that pressure on to kind of keep up with the Laser Sharks scoring.
That's going to be Ender there with it on the far side. XA back to Cruisin on the back line. There's kind of a partial man here from the Laser Sharks. This is going to give enough space for the Montreal Freeze to move through mid. Fire Ninja with a 1v1. Ooh, hits it for the 2. And the Montreal Freeze have retaken the lead again. This one from Fire Ninja. As their passing game, the Freeze's passing game has been on point. This one is they have, you know what? Oh my goodness. Ender has 4 assists. 1 save, no points, however, which is a little unusual, but the fact that he's hitting those assists certainly making up for the lack of. Oh my goodness, no. XA. Has to track this one down. Unable to. Fire Ninja does get there. Sends it back to XA. XA will finally get those points. And for the first time in this game, I believe the first time in this game, we have a 2-point lead. Yeah. Or 2-goal lead, excuse me.
Goal lead, yeah. The Montreal Freeze capitalized, like you talked about, capitalizing on those mistakes. And at this level in the game, in Echo in general, and especially in the playoffs, you cannot afford to make mistakes like that because every goal is what's going to keep you in contention and keep the pressure on that other team. And right now, the Laser Sharks finding themselves a 4-point deficit, now looking to try and regain some of that pressure they had before. Good pickup there by Venom.
That was a good pickup. Venom, Platypus got back to Venom. Venom was shut down there. Jaywalker, though, moving his way. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
What just happened there?
What was that? Was that the Dr. Roboto the whole way in?
That's certainly what it looked like. So, Jay, we'll get some points here.
I am not an android.
Jay is going to spend the rest of the game trying to convince his teammates that he is a human. There's just time for one more goal here in this still very close game. Turnover, Platypus with it. Turning it around. Are we going to go into Are we going to go to this first intermission with a tie game?
Yes, we are. No, we're not. No, we're not. I stand corrected. How dare I? Wow.
Walker hitting a beautiful 3 there to end the first quarter, putting his team in the lead 13-12. Is that the first? That's the first 3 of the game as well.
Yeah.
So Jaywalker gets 2 in a row. One of them is the first 3 of the game. We will go to our first intermission. We'll be right back.
And we are back. Welcome back to this 1-point game. It's hot and heavy as advertised. Super close game here between the Florida Laser Sharks and the Montreal Freeze. My brain just froze for a second, speaking of. And the Freeze trying to put the ice on the Florida Laser Sharks, but a great last-minute clutch performance there at the end of the first quarter by the Florida Laser Sharks to take them up by 1 point. The first three-pointer of the game going to Jay Walker.
Yeah, and now we will start the second half. That was incredible. That was also a fairly high-scoring first quarter there.
We say they needed 5 points above the average?
Who?
I thought he said 5 points above the average for...
Well, it makes sense because you would say the average is probably 40 points a game.
Okay.
I think that's an estimated average, though, not an actual established average. I think it's just what we expect to be the average at this point. After seeing so many games, Muted, you're very quiet for me. So
He's muted.
Talking,
you say he's a little bit muted.
You just say why. I don't know why. You tell me why you're so quiet. Do you really say why? I'm not even sure. He's so quiet. I'm not sure if that's what he actually said. And now you sound like Wonder T-Man. As Cruisin handles this one, sends it across. That's not a bad thing. I mean, suddenly you sound like Wonder T-Man. As Fireman just sends this one down to the floor. Ender bring it in, answering for the two. The Montreal Freeze will retake the lead 14-13.
And Ender, first points on the board here, coming in for the second quarter. And he is on the board, but with a hefty amount of assists, finally taking some for himself. They're taking him back up by 1 point. And this is the game you're expecting, my friend. As both teams here roll in the second quarter, we'll see if the strategy changes up at all.
So actually, the average would be it's an 80-point average. Each team getting 10 points, so each team averaging 40 is actually, so it's an 80-point overall average. That's why it was a 5 points over the average, because one team had 3 points over, one team had 2 points over. You got them together. Anyways, Venom there at mid. We'll send this one back in. Although mishandling it is Jay Walker, or not actually. That may have been a bait, knowing him. Of course, he'll claim it was a bait no matter what, knowing him. As Venom, actually, I don't know him that well. Venom sends it in. I've known him for a long time, but I don't know him that well. Platypus up to Andy. Andy will hit it off the head of Cruisin. Off of the 5 head, as Andy would say. And they will take a 1-point lead once again.
We were the 5 head for 2 points. Good pickup there. And again, still on this back and forth scoring as both teams really keeping it close here. So waiting for one of these teams to break away. But right now, I think they're both starting to bring the pressure, but nobody's really kind of like swapped up a strategy wholesale that's going to, extend that lead.
And XA will send this one in. Hits Fire Ninja, bringing it up. Hits it for the 2. Retaking the lead on the Montreal Freeze. That one from Fire Ninja. Also, Juicefer in the chat says, based on your assumption of 40 points being the average. You know what, Juicefer? Don't you have some fruit to terrorize? He's a Juicefer.
No, I got it.
It's like,
I liked it.
A way to say juicer, because he juices. Anyways, far side Andy W.
It's a fruit devil.
I could go for some orange juice right now.
I'm getting thirsty.
Walker walks this one up. Gets away from that. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, indeed. And Florida Laser Sharks back in the lead.
And in both these teams, I think right now the first team to kind of get a strong bubble defense together is going to be able to kind of take a little bit more of a substantial lead here. But both teams proving that they can assault the other team's bubble, kind of at will, with zero repercussions. Except for that, I will take it back.
Fire Ninja wanted to take that shot, but saw that the back stack had gotten there. And then at that point, the other stack had gotten to him, and he got stunned out. But now Ender across the Cruisin.
Oh.
Have it, but only for a moment. Platypus off of that stack, picks it off, sends it out. Scrum forward here on the near side. Andy W ultimately coming away with it. We'll send that one up. They have one near side. That's Platypus. They look for Platypus, so starting out by, I believe it was Ender scorching in. As Fire Ninja handles that one on the far side, looking to send that one up, stunned out before he can complete the throw. But XA recovers well and sends that one all the way far side. Good stack in, open goal. Cruisin does not miss. 2-point lead now to the Freeze.
All day long he had to dial that in. Great getaway there from the Montreal Freeze offense, and did great work there tying up the stacks for the Florida Laser Sharks here in the backfield. They're going to answer, but a little good adjustment there for the Freeze to go ahead and get those points back and retake the lead.
Xander Dibby near side Jaywalker. Jaywalker across. Platypus through mid. Takes a careening bouncer into the zone. Although that worked out. Venom with it.
That was easy.
Yeah, right? All according to plan. Andy Dibby not able to play that one on the bounce, unfortunately. Cruising to send this one up. XA look for a long heave. There's no other shot. Off of the bow tie there. Far side. XA gets it back. But Jaywalker with the stuff. And now with a boost. And another boost. And a duck. And a drop to the floor, and another duck. Now stunned out. It will be a turnover. XA with Fire Ninja paired up. Then we'll send that one in. XA has to take out Venom now. But he doesn't want to because Venom's such a nice guy. Fire Ninja. Here a minute. Sending that one up. Will be Andy W, though. Good recovery. Good clear. Look at that clear. Hits the shack block. They're going to have to stack after this one. Cruising in the area. Has to keep his head on a swivel there. Does not want to get bopped in the back of the head as he sends someone across. It'll be Fire Ninja turning around for the Montreal Freeze here. That was.
Yeah, and the Freeze right now, I mean, both these teams really stepping up their defensive game right now. Some great work there on the back line by both teams. Some great defensive stacks for the Florida Laser Sharks getting back. But right now, no, I mean, we've gone, probably about a minute now with no score from either team as they're both just punishing each other. And finally, Fire Ninja's going to find a Banksy there for 3 points after a minute and 25 seconds as both teams really kick their defenses into gear here.
And with that Banksy there, Fire Ninja better not try to put this on sale at an auction. Otherwise, it will get shredded. But only after it gets sold.
After for like $11 million.
Yep. Which will make it even more expensive. As Platypus sends it up.
Oh, no.
Ooh, off of the post, XA. You know, they'll just tape it back together and they call it like, yeah, that'll just up the price. I mean, that's actually genius in a different capacity.
Yeah, because then it becomes, what's the, ooh. Wow. What's the artwork? Abstract. Then it becomes abstract once you tape it back together. Huge money right there. Huge money.
So we've got just over a minute to go here in the half. 25-17. Suddenly, Montreal Freeze are picking up the lead here. Currently up by 8. For the longest, the biggest lead we've seen thus far in this game. That was in the first quarter. That was 4 points.
Oh, wow.
I believe also to the Freeze as Ender will turn this one around. Off of the post there, up to the ceiling. Fire Ninja gets this one back. Laser Sharks back in their bubble there. They're looking to play a little aggressive right now. As this one gets sent across there, Ender sends it up. What a read there by Andy W. We'll get that one cleared out through that far side team. Gets it by. Cruising on the back line. They're going to stack after this one. They get in here. That goal is open. They send it. Platypus puts it back within 5.
And finally getting their way through the midfield there. They've been getting bottled up at the midfield as the Montreal Freeze have really swapped up their defense more to that two-man change, going around harassing people, breaking up those plays with very, very lightning quick speed here, but finally able to get one away there as the Florida Laser Sharks get outside their bubble on an incredible stop there at the goal by Andy W.
And cruising quick pass here through the near side tube to Fire Ninja. And that was a deep pass in that immediately turns over there. Jaywalker, less than 20 seconds to go here. The Florida Laser Sharks were looking for some points here, but that's going to be turnover. XA up to Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja, oh, hitting Ender, cutting in. What placement on that shot to end the half. Ender will hit that 3 there, putting his team up 27-20. That is the biggest lead we have seen thus far in this game. The Montreal Freeze is going to be feeling pretty good going into this one. The Florida Laser Sharks going to be talking about what adjustments to make. We'll be back in just a moment. A few moments.
Hold on a minute. Did we hear that right? Dodge is making an electric car?
We're talking hypothetical, right?
Surely you jest. Dodge? You mean the people who devised the legendary 426 Hemi and sunk it into a sublime missile? You mean the Dodge that created the Hellcat Red Eye and the most powerful muscle car in the world? Makers of the 840 horsepower wheel-standing Demon? Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
And don't forget, all season long, Nepa has been giving away NFTs to anyone who shows up to those live broadcasts and fills out the claim form with the secret password. You can find that form at www.nepavrpro.com/NFT. And each week, we'll be highlighting different franchises as the NFT logo. Show up each week and collect all 16 teams. If you haven't already, the more you collect, the more potential rewards you can unlock. Deadline to submit that form is 9 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, September 18th. And this week's secret password is week space 15. That's week 15's this week's password. And congratulations to this week's winners. Rock Solid, T-Lud, and Danny rolling away with some great prizes there after filling out those POAP claim forms and getting drawn out of the pot there. So congrats to you guys. Talk about what you won. Tell your friends. Make them jealous. And then make them go and get their own POAP so that they can win as well. And with that, we'll bring you back to the second half of the center of a game here between the Florida Laser Sharks and Montreal Freeze. 7-point game, but only recently did the Montreal Freeze work their way back out into a lead here as both teams really started to step up their defense as the Montreal Freeze started to step up their defense as both teams were really working on their offense. And we saw kind of a point-for-point matchup here for the first half until really kind of the second half of the second quarter. And the Montreal Freeze have really been stifling the Florida Laser Sharks' ability to get that disc through the neutral zone and get those effective clears there. We saw one last turnover there. Jay Walker rolling out, looking for a clear to the far side tunnel, not able to get there. It's going to take a bounce there into the trap, and they're going to turn that into a three-pointer from Ender to end the first half. And right now, the Montreal Freeze have made a significant adjustment here to kind of stretch this lead out. We'll see if the Florida Laser Sharks can come back and answer and close this gap down as they were leading for it was probably about half of the first quarter and the second quarter. Dimly.
Just a quick shout out to Baby Zulu. Remember, if you can't dodge it, ram it. That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
But here, the second half. I'm curious.
I don't know who says that, but they do say that.
It is said.
It is said.
It is said. The Laser Sharks are certainly going to be discussing what sorts of adjustments to make in this second half. And as I look out here, it's the only players from either team that are actually out in the arena right now, just kind of hanging out and throwing the disc around, are the fifths. Solar P and Chocolate are in here just keeping themselves warm just in case they got to come in, which is wise in this situation. I'm actually kind of happy to see. I'm very happy to see that because it shows you that those fifth players are aware of how important it is for them to be ready at the drop of a hat. If one of those players drops out, they need to be there to come into the game like that, and they can't just pop in. They need to know the context. They need to know what's going on. Otherwise, they could end up just getting in the way. So seeing these two players in here actively keeping themselves warm, having some fun right now in this intermission, kind of playing 1v1 against each other, keeping themselves aware because this game is so close that it could. You see it all the time. A player dropping out can be a literal factor in a team's loss. And if whether or not you have someone to quickly replace that player can be just as big of a factor. But especially in a game that's this close, although right now 27-20. But again, we go back to the Florida Laser Sharks, very competent team, and are just as capable of making those scoring runs as Montreal Freeze are.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw the Florida Laser Sharks really do some great work dismantling the Montreal Freeze bubble defense early in the game, but they made some adjustments, and you hit on a very key point there is that these fifths, when they come in, they do have to know kind of the fight history of what's been going on, so that who do I need to look out for, what kind of plays have they been rolling out with, what do I need to look for getting through the mid, and what do I need to look for on their clears and some of their QB rollouts, what have they been running, because coming in and not knowing what's going on is not an excuse, right? Your team's calling on you at that point, and they're expecting you to fold in seamlessly and continue to play as if you were that fourth player that dropped or is having ping issues or whatever's going on. So huge, and yeah, dude, it is really good to see the fifths out there keeping warm as both teams were back in the spawn area. They're coming up with strategy here rolling in the second half. Again, something else that's really good to see. They're back there discussing, strategizing, figuring out what they're going to do here to take this lead back. As we roll into the second half, Jim, over to you.
We are going to roll in here, 27-20 in favor of the Montreal Freeze as they get the first touch here, sending it in. Ender with it on the near side. Has his whole team in the offensive zone. It looks like Ender losing his tracking in that moment. That is unfortunate. Andy W gets a free shot. Goes just high, but Platypus is there off of that boost. Gets it in for the two. They're back within 5.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but Ender, at the worst time possible, is going to lose tracking and end up there in a turnover and really a free assault on the goal for the Florida Laser Sharks.
And for anybody watching who may not understand what I mean losing tracking, literally the controllers, the headset, stop tracking the controllers for a moment, or the whatever's tracking them, stop tracking them for a moment, which can cause activity like that you just saw. So I'm just going to send this one across. Basically, your hands just kind of freeze in place. You get stretch your arm, or they kind of collapse into your chest. It can be very disruptive. Cruising will send this one up. Though it's not overly common. And they're sending, well, it's particularly, you know what I mean. XA edge of the bubble, bringing it in, hits it for the 2. The back up by 7.
And XA, another player this season who's made a name for himself. I think last season was coming as a sub and was going head-to-head with Game and walking away with the disc. So, just a great player to keep an eye on here, and obviously doing great work tonight for the Montreal Freeze and all season.
And there you go. Jaywalker has to send that pass quickly. Interesting, though, cruising all the way back in the bubbles. Platypus will send this one up. Venom. The pocket pick by Fire Ninja cleanly. Fire Ninja will send that one through. Still a 7-point lead with Freeze. As Freeze send this one up right in front of the Laser Sharks bubble. And a touch there, although it will be Ender who puts it in for a 3, putting the Freeze up by 10 here in the second half.
Yeah, and that is unfortunate there. They were going for the disc, try to get a touch to slap that away, and going to end up getting stunned out, leaving the goal open there for Ender. But that 2-man stack for the Montreal Freeze has really been wreaking havoc on the Florida Laser Sharks' ability to move the disc around the arena freely, because as they're trying to take that time to kind of figure out who they want to send it to and where it needs to go, they're getting jumped by that stack just a split second early that is throwing off their passes.
And pack across. Jaywalker looking at 4 in front. Actually, there are 4 goalies. Freeze got to watch out not to collapse in on themselves like that, although they don't do it frequently, and it's still a 10-point lead.
Oh, wow.
Stop there. Cruising comes out to challenge that one, wins the challenge. Andy W getting back, but then slapped in the face by Fire Ninja. Just the way the Fire Ninja hit him. That was just rude. Kind of from in front, just like swung around. As Andy W get that one, try to get it in that far side tube. XA will put it into the hands of Cruising. Although I'm gonna be honest, every once in a while, I haven't played pubs in a while, but when I do play pubs, if I sneak onto your back and you don't notice me, I will pull my stun up and then put my fist in front of your face before I stun you, just so you go, oh, that's where it came from.
It's a calling card of sorts.
I wouldn't call it a calling card, but it is a way of me letting you know that it was me. Big stun here, Cruising. Oh, what?
Double KO.
I don't think it was. I think Cruising also lost his tracking.
Oh, really? I thought he looked like he was stunned out.
No, he was straight up stuck. He could not move.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at this time out. Fire Ninja gets that goal there, puts the team at like 13. I don't know what that was, because he literally could not move. It was quite obvious. That was something else. Confirm, was that the Freeze taking that time out? Yeah, so probably a technical here.
I mean, right now, the Florida Laser Sharks can definitely use that timeout right now to kind of talk over what's going on and why they are not able to contend with these stacks from the Freeze that are just stunning them out and forcing these turnovers. Not to be, compounded by the fact that they're making some great stops in the goal there from the Freeze. Multiple times here over this quarter and last quarter, what looked like it was going to be points dead to rights there for the Laser Sharks, and then they're coming up with some incredible stops. I mean, it's frustrating enough to have to work your way into the bubble and finally get there, and then to get stopped by the goal, a very good goalie. It's just compounding that pressure and frustration for the Laser Sharks. Right now, they need to stay cool, calm, and collected, come up with a solid game plan, and then execute there without getting frustrated and without making those small mistakes that the Montreal Freeze are capitalizing on every single time.
And that timeout has ended here, so we're going to start it back in this third quarter. Almost halfway through, 35-22. 13-point lead currently to the Freeze. As Florida Laser Sharks play this one, Andy W quickly to Jaywalker. Jaywalker to that far side will connect to Platypus. Platypus lock shot at the empty goal. Well, empty-ish. Empty enough, though. The shot will go off the post. Platypus gets it back. Jaywalker looking at Venom behind the goal. Good read there, though. Ender was already in that lane, but Andy W on the back line gets it back, sends it up, contends with that stack. Shot there. Platypus hits it. They're back with an 11.
And that's exactly what they needed. you know, a good answer here to start putting points on the board. Right now, they need to get some unanswered goals here, continue to bring that pressure. And right now, I think the Montreal Freeze are probably in a little bit of a weird place to taking that time out. The Florida Laser Sharks need to capitalize on that and realize that the Montreal Freeze right now are not quite 100%. You need to take what you can now and turn those into points.
Ender now. Ooh. This one up XA, far side. They have one in near side, 77. There's Fire Ninja. To watch that mini map. Pass across, get it by Vet. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Fire Ninja shouts out the Fire Nation.
Good pull. Yeah, the Montreal Freeze here, like, again, keeping that pressure up, and they're working their way towards the 4. But there's just not a good answer from the Laser Sharks right now for this offense from the from the Montreal Freeze.
Ooh, Platypus moving on in. Oh, what a stop, Cruising. Unbelievable challenge there. Cruising, he's only got 3 saves registered, but he certainly had a few more than that, because a few of them are going to be interceptions and steals that register on account of he's been playing a lot of challenges in this game. As Jaywalker there gets it back here. Florida Laser Sharks back in possession. Still down by 13, but a lot of time left in this game. Venom looking for a cut. Oh, but that cut is read by XA. Stunned out. Disc is loose far side. Slap there. I believe that was, who's that? Fire Ninja on the far side. That's Ender ultimately getting a slap through mid. Take the bounce there. Picked up Fire Ninja. Open goal.
There it is.
40 points. They're up by 16.
Fire Ninja with 20 points on the board right now, and that's probably who they really need to focus on stopping right now, because Fire Ninja is on fire. Is in fuego. He's the in fuego ninja right now. 32 stuns, 20 points, 3 assists, everywhere and nowhere all at the same time.
Yeah, Platypus setting this one up. Juicer, I feel like you're making a point right now, and I'm just not sure. Viper's average score was over 40, 43.5. I don't think I was disagreeing with you. And why it feels like I said, it feels like you're making a point. I feel like I missed something. That one on the far side, probably not though. Venom back across Jaywalker, ducking XA. As Jaywalker will walk this one up.
Oh wow, Jay with the nasty underneath the nest. Well done, shaking 2 defenders.
Okay, just for his helping. Okay,
he's helping. Help more.
No, I mean, stats are good. I just wasn't sure the context. I'm certainly not complaining. Is cruising out of this one far side. 1 minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. This one up to the ceiling. Ender walk this one up. Arch says, keep passing to Jay if you want to win. Maybe. XA walking it up. Gets a 1v1. I think. Yep, and 2. 16. Yeah, 16-point lead.
And coming into the end of the 3rd quarter here, the Laser Sharks, a little bit of wind coming out of their sails here. I mean, you look at the stats for them over the season, they've outscored, or excuse me, the Montreal Freeze have outscored the Florida Laser Sharks by about 28 points over the season, but they're basically tied for points against between the two of them, 553 and 556 for the Sharks and the Freeze respectively. But that point differential for points for definitely coming out here with the Montreal Freeze outscoring the Laser Sharks here in this game.
Cruising sends that one in. Down to the floor will be firing a jet. Ooh, big stop
nice.
there. Who was that? Andy W with the stop in the goal. Jaywalker will send that one out to end the 3rd. 42-26 in favor of the Montreal Freeze. 16-point deficit. The Florida Laser Sharks are going to be looking to make up in this 4th quarter. Otherwise, well, their season's over. We'll see you in just a moment.
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Honda. One man with 4 wheels strapped to a parallel twin engine. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Honda motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
And we are back. Welcome back to the fourth and final quarter of the Laser Sharks versus Montreal Freeze in a do or die situation here in the semi-quarter eighth finals here for the Eastern. I am Nails, dressed and pressed, coming to you from Las Vegas. I'm here with Dimwee, coming to you from Pittsburgh, and Muted, coming to you from North Dakota. The northest of the Dakotas.
Allegedly.
And allegedly, as we get ready to roll back into this game right now, the Laser Sharks trying to find some sort of answer to the Montreal Freeze, who have hit the 40 mark at this point. Still not unsurmountable here for the Florida Laser Sharks, but they've got to find some answers here for their passes that are getting broken up by these two-man stacks from the Freeze, their shots that are getting stopped inside the bubble, and these turnovers that are happening, at around the midfield for the Florida Laser Sharks.
Ooh, stun there. First touch is the Montreal Freeze. Trying to maintain possession here, but that'll be Andy W here on the near side with that collection. He gets it sent through. They have a stack in here. Are they going to get this one collected? Venom looking at an open goal. Hits it for the three. They need, it's plays like that. It's goals like that that the Florida Laser Sharks will need here to come back, as they are now within 13.
Back within 13, they did a great job there tying up the stacks for the Montreal Freeze. And, would have liked to see that a little bit more there in the third quarter, but just slowing this team down that is sending these two-man stacks around. The best way to do that, start punching people in the face. Slow them down and get them off your back. Give yourself some time to breathe and find those open goals.
Also, just for I remembered now, we were talking about average points per game, and you're now looking up all the team's average points per game. So actually, I do appreciate that. As far as just says it, hits it. Puts the team back up by 15 because it was Fire Ninja in the chat that was questioning whether or not that claimed average of 80 points overall per game was accurate. But Fire Ninja putting how many points do we have in this one? 60, 73 so far. So 7 points away from a quote-unquote 80 average. We'll see if that happens. Jaywalker threw up the 2v. No. Stack gets back to the bubble there. I thought a 2v1 was developing. As Venom will send them across, hitting Andy Dibby, cutting in Andy Dibby. Jaywalker coming out of a stun there. Now it's Andy Dibby, goalie is stunned out, hits it for a 3.
Wow.
They're back from the 12.
Wow, great work there. Great teamwork by the Laser Sharks to get in there. You saw Andy coming in a little bit under pressure, waiting patiently for his teammate to stun out whoever that was. I think it may have been A Platypus. Stun out the goalie and open up that 3 for him. Desperately needed for the Florida Laser Sharks. But just some great communication and great strategy there coming out of the Sharks.
So Fire Ninja just sends this one all the way through. Bounces to that far side. Looks like defensive stack will be getting there first. And it's Jaywalker there on the far side. 6 minutes to go in this game. Jaywalker up to Venom. Venom. Long heave across the Andy W. Andy continuing upward. They've got one out of the play here. Fire Ninja is all the way out. If they continue pressing up here, they've got numbers. Andy sends it up. Cannot connect with Venom. As Fire Ninja, the player who was out of the play, gets there first and sends it out. It's a good defensive stack here to pick it up. That's Jaywalker with Andy W. Jaywalker immediately under pressure. Does get that one through. And a good bounce through. That'll get it all the way into the bubble, though. It does turn over there. That's Ender, I do believe. Sending that to the far side. That's Fire Ninja once again. That recovery. So, Venom not able to play it. XA does. XA gets that one through into the Laser Shark zone. Edge of the bubble here. 5:20 on the clock as they beat this one on the floor. Cruising. Hooks it. Hits it. They're back up by 14.
Defense getting back just in time, but not enough time to kind of get their placement and really bring any pressure there to Cruisin. He's going to face essentially what ends up being a 2v2 and wind up put another 2 there on the board. But the Montreal Freeze just doing a little bit better job here of kind of capitalizing on the mistakes the Laser Sharks are making. You saw Laser Sharks there not able to connect on that pass inside the bubble, even though Fire Ninja was out of the play. Those are the mistakes that they have got to from their end, kind of calm down and continue to take advantage of from the Florida or from the Montreal Free side and open up those points or open up those goals for those points.
This one's sent in here. Fire Ninja uncontested. Oh no, that stack does get there. Still hits it. Now a 16-point lead to the Freeze as we approach the halfway mark of the final quarter here.
Fire Ninja pushing another 24 points. Wow. And pushing the 40 mark for stuns.
Yeah, Fire Ninja having a phenomenal offensive game here.
Incredible.
Absolutely incredible. It was 16-point lead. Jaywalker, once again, the winner of this game will move on to the Eastern Conference Finals as A Platypus hits it for 2. They're back with a 14. And they will be facing the New Orleans Orions, and that'll be next Thursday, 5 days from now. So this Thursday, I guess, actually. This Thursday.
It's
right
still
here
technically
on
Saturday.
It still makes it this Thursday.
Previous week.
It's still this Thursday. It's like this upcoming Thursday, right?
Yeah, upcoming. Like I would still say next Thursday.
Is it this Thursday or next Thursday?
Still say next Thursday. I bet next Thursday.
I want to know what chat thinks at this point because I'm curious. So all right, to be clear, it is Thursday the 22nd, 5 days from now. Would you say that's next Thursday or this Thursday? The 22nd. It's Jay Walker. Juke hits it for the 2. I'm sorry, does not hit. Oh my God.
For 2.
Platypus gets it for the 2. They're back within 12.
The chat has spoken. Traitors. Wait, no, wait. I did
next Thursday.
Wait, no, you said that. Yeah.
Two people said next Thursday. Hold on, you can't say they've spoken yet.
Yeah,
It's literally 2 people.
We're 3 to 1 right now. 4 to 1.
This is unbelievable.
4 to 1.
So what does this Thursday mean?
The English language wins again.
I don't think so. Ben, I'm taking a shot there. Ender stops it. 2:45 on the clock. Wow, what would this Thursday mean then? Would you just not ever say this Thursday?
Yeah, not this late in the week. I would just say.
Or would you only say this Thursday once you get to Monday?
Yes. Because we're still in the previous week.
Jay Walker hits a 2. They're back within 10.
Nepa Thursday. The Timber wins. Nepa Thursday. I like it.
Usually Mom says it's last and next on a Saturday.
Ooh.
Yeah, I thought we were friends, usually Mom. Ender says Andy Debbie sends it up. Jay Walker, open goal is going to be wide. Out of the bubble there, far side. 2 minutes to go here. Still time. As Platypus not able to get there. Fire Ninja recovers it, sends that one through. And a flat bounce, though. Those are dangerous. Collected by Cruisin. Shot, though, off of the nest. Will be a turnover. Platypus there on the far side. Platypus sending it up. Andy W with it. Andy W. Jay Walker lining it up. Jay Walker. Oh, almost. And nobody gets it. Oh, shut up. Shut up.
What? The triple with that quadruple bounce. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's the triple bounce. Triple bounce. Wow.
Backward barrier goal.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. That unbelievable. 7 points now. Very much still in it are the Florida Laser Sharks.
Yeah.
After that one.
Hold on to your channel points. We've got a game.
Yeah, Cruisin not able to get this one cleared out. Andy Debbie's going to get there. That goal is open. Not quite, actually. There's a goalie in. The goalie is stunned out. Venom's not able to do anything with that one there. Actually turns him around. There's now good defensive stack, though, however. Oh, what a bounce. What an ugly bounce here. That was a trench pop if I've ever seen it. Ender will get this one collected here near side. 47 seconds. Picked off there by Jay Walker. Jay Walker looking to send that one in. Jay Walker brings it all the way in for the 2. They'll be within 5, though that may be too little too late. There's only going to be 20 seconds on the clock, which means there's not enough time for the Florida Laser Sharks to come back here. The Montreal Freeze will move on to the Eastern Conference Championship to take on the New Orleans Orions.
Wow, what a game. What a game. You called it, buddy. Wicked close.
Very close, all the way to the final minute as they send this one in. I'd love to see them get one more goal here to bring it within 1 goal for the final score. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. And Jay Walker, look for a clear here. Actually, just going to juke around a little bit, let this clock run out. There it is. One more Hail Mary to his own goal. There you go. 48-43. Montreal Freeze will move on to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Wow, Montreal Freeze, and what a performance by the Freeze. What a performance by both teams. Great game to both teams. But I think the Montreal Freeze, I think just had that third quarter, second half of the second quarter was really where I think they won the game. They had enough unanswered pressure coming to the Florida Laser Sharks that the Florida Laser Sharks just took too long to find an answer for. It wasn't really till, second half of the fourth quarter that they kind of started getting everything together and really started kind of finding their way around those 2-man stacks that the Montreal Freeze was bringing, but it was just a little bit too little too late. They kind of let that point deficit slip too far. The Montreal Freeze, excellent work coming out. I think they had a little bit of the nerves first quarter. You kind of see it, to me, it looked like they had a little bit of the nerves first quarter, a little bit in their play, but then once they kind of found their rhythm there, second quarter, I think they really took off with it. They were playing very, very calm, on target the entire time, and the Laser Sharks, a lot of those missed passes, some of those missed shots, not able to get those connects there on some of those passes inside the bubble that were resulting in turnovers that took them completely out of the orange side of the arena. And those were just devastating for them the entire game, and they were never able to close that point gap down. So for me, Stuntman, Holzhauer Auto Motorsports Stuntman Award for tonight, I think is an easy kill. It's Fire Ninja. I think Fire Ninja was just popping off the entire night, was really the X factor for the Montreal Freeze, and the player that the Florida Laser Sharks never had an answer for really for the entire night. And every time you looked up, it was Fire Ninja with an open goal, Fire Ninja finding the pockets, and he was just the player that they weren't accounting for that allowed the Montreal Freeze to kind of keep and maintain that lead that the Laser Sharks could not overcome. Dimwee?
No, I concur. Fire Ninja was kind of that X factor in that game. Although shout out to XA and Ender in particular.
The actual X factor.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, Fire Ninja just did exceptionally well in this game. Really showed up, and as a result of that, 48-43, they'll be moving on. So congratulations to them, and yeah, congratulations to Fire Ninja.
And looks like we got a interview coming up here. We're going to take another quick pause. We're going to roll over, talk to the semi-quarterfinals, eighth champions right now, the Montreal Freeze, as they look to take on the New Orleans Orions next Thursday on Nepa Thursday. Boom. Be right back. And welcome back. We are here with the Montreal Freeze. We've got Cruisin' and XA here for the post-game chat. Fellas, congratulations. An outstanding game tonight, working your way forward there to play the New Orleans Orions. Just awesome game, and big things kind of. Where do you guys think the major momentum here has shifted for you guys in your favor? It's a pretty close game for really the first and about half of the second quarter, and then something really clicked for you guys. What was that, and where do you think that momentum shift was?
A lot of our play calls of the first half were a lot of main calls. We didn't really. I didn't really have faith in our zero or our stack to make the plays on defense. So I was running lots of main, but it turns out halfway through we just started running zero, and it was working out really well for us. So we just kept running zero, lots of stacks.
Nice. Yeah, and it definitely showed. You guys were really harassing their defense and offense with those stacks, breaking up those plays, and just really a lot of great positioning. And that was one of the other things we kind of noticed. Your guys' positioning there throughout the game to intercept a lot of those passes coming from the Florida Laser Sharks. What were you guys seeing that was really playing into that? Was it just kind of right place, right time, or were you guys kind of reading those plays? Was that part of your strategy to kind of be hanging out in those areas?
So it started off like we started feeling them out more towards like the second half, or like the second half we started feeling them out, and then we started to make a play to try to start reading the passes. We just wanted to see what they did, and like if they changed up, if they switched to a fast play, whether or not they kept passing on their side, and then it kind of just spiraled from there. We just kept reading, and then just kept trying to hold them back, make sure they don't get their stacks up as much, because that was the problem we had last time. So we just kind of learned from what we played. That's kind of what you got to do.
It's awesome. Yeah, and it definitely showed. And I mean, for all of the our new Nepa and Echo fans out there, like coming up with those strategies on the fly and having to kind of keep a mental note of, like you were saying, like, hey, we're going to try this and see if they change up their passes. If they don't change up their passes, that is very exhausting, and it has to be very quick thinking on your feet there in the arena while you're trying to play and while you're trying to run your own plays. So hats off to you guys. That is a huge feat, and it was executed very well tonight, and it showed there. Any moments this season there that changed your kind of team experience, or things that you guys look back on that were real memorable moments for you as a team?
Not too much. I can remember when we very first switched the play to have Fire Ninja down low, and pretty much ever since, it was our main relay play that we use. It has Fire pretty deep, and he's been scoring a lot of points. I think he's been dropping pretty much an average of 18 or 20 points a game. So that's been a pretty big switch that we made since last season, and it's been working out for us. So, I mean, we're just going to keep going.
Awesome, and congrats to Fire Ninja when you guys talked to him. He did take away the Stuntman Award Player of the Game for tonight. Popping off there with 24 points. I think he hit the 40 mark there on the stun. So very well done. Was just a force to be reckoned with that didn't really have a good answer from the Florida Laser Sharks for them. What are you guys looking forward to most for the LAN and or the rest of the playoffs besides winning?
I'm looking forward to LAN just because it's cool to see everybody and, to put a name to a face, and, it's cool to hang out with everybody that you're hanging out with in the arena. As for playoffs, I am very excited to play the Orions because that was our rematch team, and we lost both times. One of the times we had some technical issues, and I like to think both losses were a sham, but
it's a conspiracy. I like it. Run with it.
Ready, Al, because we're gonna come take you down. It's gonna be awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing it. We're super excited. Congrats to you guys. Any parting words?
You got anything?
Not really.
Don't talk about or clip my 3-pointer at the end.
Please clip it. Please.
Too late, bro. Already clipped it. That was amazing.
Knocked me off balance. I promise you. I assure you.
Tell him to learn how to throw on CV1, please.
It's not gonna happen.
We can just hold a little clinic there on CV1, shooting on CV1. I swear, Dibby and I hit the mountaintop and the valley, and then the mountaintop all again within about 3 seconds. It was incredible.
Yeah.
So, congrats to you guys. Well done. Dimwee, you got anything?
Nope.
All right. You guys, great game tonight. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. And for all our viewers out there, thanks for joining us tonight. Muted Monster on the cams and the production. Me and Dimwee here keeping you entertained with our memories and our one-off quotes. But don't forget to join us as we roll into Tuesday. We've got the lineup. Who is that, Dimwee? I don't have it up. I blew it. I had one job. Don't forget to join us Tuesday. Yeah, is it Tuesday?
Is that when the AAA games are? I don't know. I know when the pro games are. You're asking the wrong person.
More Echo. That's all I know.
Yeah, more Echo. Wednesday. So join us this Wednesday, the 21st, where we watch New Haven Ninjas take on the Scottsdale Slither at 7 p.m. And then followed by that will be the Scranton Royals coming out of the wild card in the East, going up against Baton Rouge for the Eastern Conference champions at 8 p.m. Central on Wednesday. You guys aren't going to want to miss it. Talk about a Cinderella story. Great teams to watch next Wednesday. Join us here. Thank you guys for joining us, and have a nice night. See ya.
Seconds. This one is loose in the Destroyer zone. Collected by Saluda. Stunned out. Picked up by Game. Stunned out. Zenith with it.
This is it. Try to
Trying
clear
to get
it.
Cleared out. 20 seconds. Game gets it back here. Game turning it around. Sends this one in off of the floor. Gets it to Rosie Hope. Rosie has Zenith pressuring. 13 seconds. Sending this one in. Stunned out. No. What a shield there from Acorn.
Oh, no!
That gets the finish. That's the victory. What's the clock? What's the clock?
That's it. That's it.
In the last second, the Orlando Cyclones come back 33-32. Are you kidding me?
What?
I've got nothing. You know, forget finals. What was that? What was that? No, not
look
anymore.
at,
No,
look at
no.
that.
Put me on camera. Put me on
that.
camera. That was unbelievable. I cannot believe what just happened. I cannot believe what just happened.
On that read.